My job is to go out into the world. And there's nothing in the Bible that tells the world to come to the church. Nothing. But that's what we all kind of do. I got to get my friends and family to come to church. Where does it say that? It doesn't say that. It says you go into all the world. Well, when I look at least in America, where's the world? Well, you can go to any movie theater at any time of the week, any day of the week, pretty much any hour, and you're going to find that parking lot full. Go to any church any time of the week, and you're not going to see the parking lot full. You might see it full on Sunday, some churches on Saturday, maybe on the Sabbath, but they're not full Tuesday afternoon at 3 o'clock. But I could go to Cinemark, and it's going to be full at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, especially if a blockbuster just got released. So that's where the world is. The Nielsen report says the average American watches 4 to 5 hours of television a day, and that's not even counting new media and things that they're watching on their cell phones and iPads and things like that. So they're glued to that medium. So if that's where the world is, statistically, then that's where I want to be.
Good stuff.
I want to be plugged in where they are already sitting. And if I come out as a Christian filmmaker making a Christian TV series, then the world goes, wow, isn't that cool? They have their own TV show. They don't bother to watch. They don't go to, somebody doesn't tune in to episodic television or go to the movie to be preached to. They don't. If they want to be preached to, they go to church, or they can surf to TBN or something. That's why I think Christian filmmakers are missing. Where Christian filmmakers get together and they say, hey, let's make a Christian movie. Well, all you're doing is preaching to the choir, because those are the only people that go see the movie.
Sure.
You're not reaching the world. Now, that's not to say that the church doesn't need preaching to as well. I mean, we certainly do. We've all got our own issues, and I think movies like Fireproof and things like that, I think they have their place. They are powerful movies that help us to walk out our Christian life more effectively. So, I don't mean to bash them. It's just that's not where my heart is. My heart is to be more evangelical and to get out into the world and to reach them where they're at. But Paul says the carnal mind cannot discern the things of the Spirit because they're spiritually discerned. So when you go out into the world and you start conking people over the head, the Bible says, how many Christian movies have you seen where there's usually some guy with a bad southern accent, and I can say that I live in Texas, and they're always every 10
You're from Texas?
I was born in Texas, and I've been living there since 2003.
Very nice.
I don't have a Texas accent because I lived in Massachusetts for 33 years. But, and you know it as well as I do, if you've gone to any Christian movie, there's always that character, usually with a southern accent, saying, the Bible says, and, John chapter 3. Look, how many times did you see Jesus or the apostles walking around with scrolls under their arms saying, Obadiah says, Nahum says? No, what did Jesus do? He taught in culturally relevant stories that illustrated kingdom principles. He talked about fishing and farming and stuff that the people could relate to, right? He told them kingdom principles using stories that were culturally relevant. And so that's exactly the method that I'm trying to do with Seed.
A person in pain